we want to clarify this for TMZ and everybody out there, whoever's listening, about the betting. Maybe you could explain the story of the betting between Dana White and the Snoop Dogg and all that stuff. There was never any clear communication or commitments to all that and how stuff gets spun in the media. So
Yeah, well, I'm the one. Apparently, according to Dana, I'm the only one he talked to about this. So what happened is, I guess Dana does an interview with Mike Tyson's podcast with Zab Judah, and Zab Judah is talking about how Jake Paul's got skills, and Dana goes, "I'll bet you $1 million," and of course everybody takes that way out of context. Well, a friend of mine named Jacob Chavez, who works with Jake Paul, on the advice and some of the training with the main trainer BJ Flores, as we know, he told me, "Hey Hob, do you know Dana?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "Okay, why don't you can you do me a favor? Can you tell him that, hey, if Dana's serious about the bet, we'll take up the bet." I said, I kind of didn't want to, but I said, okay, fine. I did it. So I talked to Dana, and the very first thing Dana said, "Bro," he goes, that's just illegal. Right? It goes, "Why would I bet with your friend?" And he goes, "Who are these guys?" I go, "It's Jake Paul's group." I didn't tell Dana who it was. I just said Jake Paul's group. I didn't say Jacob Chavez, which I should have said that it's my friend Jacob Chavez. I didn't. So I said Jake Paul's group. So already by me saying that, you are assuming that, oh, that could be, it could be Jake Paul, it could be Snoop Dogg, it could be any of those guys. So but I told Jacob, I go, "Hey, Dana said it's illegal and this and that." Jacob goes, "No, it's not illegal." He goes, "Yeah, it's illegal." So Jacob goes, "I don't want no part of it either. Never mind." So, and it was supposed to be a friendly bet. It was not one of those,
yeah,
Jacob
but who's
wanted to
going to
make.
hold $1 million in escrow?
Yeah. It was
Legalities and all this stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was going to make it a friendly bet, but it was going to be legit. It was a legit. Jacob was serious about making the bet, but Dana was very adamant right from the get go about nine. He goes, "Why would I do something illegal when I can potentially, And he said, he goes, "I'm pretty sure I could get the casinos to take my bet." Wasn't 100% sure that he could get the casinos, but he wasn't about to do anything illegal. So when Snoop Dogg made the $2 million thing, Dana's thinking, well, I only spoke to Javier about it, so Javier must have spoke to them, and something went wrong there. But no, it was bullshit. Dana was 100% correct in everything he said. He only spoke to me according to what he's saying, and I believe him. And he called me on it. He goes, "Hey," I go, "No, it was, it was my Jake Paul's coaches." He goes, "Oh, he didn't know that. He had no idea because I didn't let him know that."
One coach from
One
Jake
coach,
Paul's team, not
yes,
the group. So then somebody
no,
misquoted it saying it was Triller. Someone said
yeah,
it was Jake Paul. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
people spun that so many ways.
Yeah.
So this is not fake news. This is just the bottom line. We've never done fake news on this
Yeah,
channel.
and the thing
You
is,
know?
Dana's a stand-up dude, and he ain't gonna about to do anything illegal. Come on, man, look at his position. He's a stand-up dude. He made a friendly type gesture, and these people took it out of context and trying to act like they owe him, he owes them money. He never bet with nobody, you know.
That's just hype. That's like, what do they call it in the social media world? Trying to grab clout, trying to get some fame by being associated to a hot story, essentially.
Pretty much. And like I said, the
Yeah.
bottom line, he wanted nothing to do with it. I dropped it. As soon as he told me it was illegal, I go, "I didn't know it was illegal." I go, "I'm just telling my guys, forget about it." And that's what happened. It's not a big deal. But Snoop Dogg made it more than what it was. But, it was, like I said, there was never a bet ever. There was never any confirmation. There was never any dialogue. It was just a simple talk. "Dana, my buddy, wants to take you up on that bet." No, it's illegal, bro. Don't want nothing to do with it. Okay, done,
But
finished.
then
Oh,
somehow the news stories took that out of context, and then these guys made some hype, and then they kind of like wrapped Dana into it that goes back to the source. And bottom line
yeah,
was his coach, one guy, Jacob, he's like the coach to BJ and also helping as another coach with Jake Paul.
yeah,
He's been on our podcast.
yeah. He's great, great.
Yeah, he's a
Jacob's
great.
great. He's an
He's your
honorable
buddy.
guy. Yeah,
He's your friend. He's
yeah,
one guy. He
yeah.
is not Triller. He is not Jake Paul. He is not Snoop Dogg. He is not Jake Paul's team. He is one guy, and that's
One
what
guy.
people didn't understand. And that's the
Yeah,
simplest way to put it.
one guy. One guy wanted to bet the other guy. he thought it would be cool to make a bet, and the other guy, they knew it was illegal, wasn't about to go there. Now we all know it's illegal, so no one's gonna go there. And Jacob, as soon as Jacob found out it was an illegal thing, Jacob was like, "Oh, okay, never mind, scratch that. I don't want no part of that." He's not gonna damage his reputation or Dana's reputation in any means. Like you said, one guy, not a whole team. One guy wants to bet another guy who overheard a conversation on the Mike Tyson podcast. That was it.
Right, right. Amazing how stuff gets, how people need a story and they can turn it 6 ways to Sunday. He was wearing purple pants and a red shirt. No, he was in a green shirt and purple pants.
So I think, again, we all, a bunch of us owe Dana White a big thank you and appreciation for him having the balls to do what nobody else has been doing, and not enough people give him enough credit for being ballsy. Everybody, they jump on the bandwagon when they pick on him and saying he's this, he's that. But when he does something good that so many people, millions of people benefited, that no one seems to give him the credit due that he deserves. He's a pioneer in what he's doing. He's stepping forward, and he's doing it correctly. He's not doing it stupid. He's not making sure that no one's taken care of. He's not making sure that there's no medical protocols. He's doing it all the right way, and success comes his way because you know what? He dares to do it, and he does it right.
Yeah, well, I mean, I talked to another sportscaster, and my friend Larry Kruger, who we've had on with us, and he's like, there needs to be sport at the beginning of the pandemic because without it, people will go crazy, get in fights. I mean, he was calling it how he thought things would happen, right? And the reason is because it becomes a routine. People need something to cheer for, something to focus on, something that's like going with their friends to the game or watching the fights together. It does play a big part in people's lives. So I would say that Dana did provide a tremendous service to so many people, whether they see it that way or not. Like some people, he was just making money. I'm like, you need something to watch. What are you going to watch? A puppet show?
Yeah, it would be kind of cool to see all those people that dog him all the time to come up and talk good about him and what he's done and say thank you. Just say thank you. Just say that. Thank you, Dana. Instead of, jumping on the bandwagon, jumping him. Oh, look what he's doing. He's putting all the people in danger. He's jeopardizing. And they still did it a little bit on this show too. Oh, he's doing this. He's doing that. Well, hey man, what did he do that it was illegal? You accuse him of doing gambling, didn't do it, had nothing to do with it, wanted nothing to do with it because it was illegal. Now you're accusing him of doing this thing with the shows and this and that. Well, he was able to do legally shows. He did it legally. Again, legally. The word is legally. Right. So why are you jumping on the man? Why are you picking on him? Why are you saying shit about him when the fact is he's daring to do what no one else is daring to do? He has the balls and pioneering enough to know that we need to continue moving as a society, and he provided that. He had the balls to do it, but everybody behind closed doors and this is trying to single him out as this tyrant guy, this doing bad things. Well, if he's doing it bad, then he would be in jail. Well, he's not in jail because he's doing everything legally.
He's getting lawyers. He knows what he's looking at. He knows the ramifications. He knows what, he's going to weigh it out. He's, risk mitigation. If he thought there would be some kind of problem. And the thing is, somebody needs to get people to be out there being human again. I mean, there's some places that have some comedy shows here and there. People need to get out of this lockdown thing because it becomes a habit. Everybody could be vaccinated. Like, no, stay. You could still might catch it. Like, okay. And an asteroid might hit my house. I do understand that it can hurt people, kill people, make people deathly ill. People have lost friends and family, and I have total empathy for that. But at the same time, we need to keep moving. There's still other million things that can kill us on this planet. Getting hit by a car, you name it.
And he's not saying being stupid. He's saying that they'll take safety precautions, but let's live, And he's correct, He's not saying, hey, sit to this next to us infected people. I know those 10 guys are infected. Go sit next to them. Right. I mean, he's just saying, hey, man, there's procedures that can be done to make it safe for everybody, and that's what he's done, So
a lot of people were wearing masks in the audience, just trying to stay safe. So
yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah. Like I said, he needs a thank you, and I'm saying thank you. Without him, honestly speaking, I'd be under. My business would be gone. I wouldn't be able to stay afloat without what Dana White was daring to do. So for me, it's a big thank you.
I think that's great. I hope he sees the video. He probably will. And at least he'll get a good explanation on the misunderstood gambling thing, or not him, but the people that try to twist
Well,
his story into
yeah,
a bag of spaghetti, right?
TMZ is supposed to call me. If they call me, then I can talk to them, explain to them exactly what happened, and then also they can call Jacob Chavez too, and he can explain it to him. As of yet, they haven't called, so maybe the subject's dead. It doesn't matter, but it's
To
out there,
them,
and
clickbait,
you know,
yesterday's
yeah,
news.
yeah, it's clickbait's yesterday's news. But the bottom line is Dana White's a stand-up guy, and that's it, straightforward. I mean, he says what he wants to say. I mean, we may not agree on what he says, but at least he has the balls to say it.
I agree. That's been awesome, Hav. Well, thanks for doing a podcast. I know you're off to Las Vegas. Just